You clicked on this video because you main either Ed or Marisa, and that tells me two things. First, you're a person of culture. Second, people are naturally attracted to you. Or maybe you just like characters with bad wake-ups, I don't know. Let's talk Ed and Marisa, Season 2. What up everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Singh reviewing things. This is actually my very first YouTube video, and who knows, it might be my last depending how bored I get. But if you're a big fan of either video games or hip-hop, you've come to the right place because I got tons of horrible takes that I'm going to be sharing with you. And honestly, if there's anything you want me to review, drop it in the comment section. I know how nice people are on the internet, especially on YouTube and Twitter, so I'll be happy to look through everything with a smile on my face. But make sure y'all respect each other in the comment section, okay? I'm not your parents. The main goal of this channel is not to make money, it's not to become popular. It's one, to discuss video games and hip-hop with people that like video games and hip-hop in a respectful way. And second, it's for companies to like me and start sending me free things. But mostly the first part. So season 1 has come and gone, and I think most of us can agree that season 1 was pretty incredible, all things considered. Did we have to wait a bit too long to get these season 2 changes? Probably. But at the end of the day, Capcom released a super fun fighting game that had an incredible netcode, and what more can we ask right out the gate? Let's talk about Muscle Mommy first. I think most Marisa, whatever you want to call her, I think most of her mains are happy. She came out much better than I thought she was going to be, and that's mostly because I've been telling people for months and months that they're going to nerf her. And the two reasons I had for that was that A, she was a noob killer character. Any newbie that had to play her was going to get decimated because figuring out the timings of her target combo into Gladius would pretty much clean up 90% of noobs that she ran into. And on top of that, she just did absurd amounts of damage, and normally when Capcom goes to a season 2, they nerf damage across the board. So I definitely thought she was going to get a damage nerf, but I'm glad they didn't do it. Because Marisa was kind of in that weird spot where she was balanced to a degree where she couldn't open you up like the top tiers could, but she still had enough damage or firepower to hang with them. And any type of major nerf really would have dropped her in the tier list. Not that tiers matter to me as an intermediate level player, but I do think of the pro players on that. So I'm glad Capcom, gave Marisa. They took away a little, which I'll touch on in a bit, but Marisa definitely came out in a good spot. Now let's talk about my boy Ed. And I'll be honest with you, I think Ed came out a bit hurting after this patch. But I'll be frank with you, at my level as an intermediate player, as a player that doesn't really go to tournaments anymore, Ed's going to be perfectly fine and fun for me to play as in Battle Hub or Master Rank. But I think if I looked at it through a pro's lens, they might just say right off the bat that, a lot of characters around Ed got some nice buffs, and the new battle mechanics, they might not really benefit Ed's game as much as it does other characters. So there's definitely going to be, some gap there between intermediate players and pro players. And I think where it comes down to it is Capcom thought of it as two things. The first is, Ed is one of the newer characters in the game, and they probably just thought that, it's way too early to be implementing some of these bigger changes. And maybe they just saw that, he's in that weird spot where if they do give him a major buff or two, it really shoot him up the charts and make him, a pain to deal with. So you're just going to have to live with what they gave you right now. Will I think Ed gets buffed in the future? I think he does. But until then, this is what we got. So here it is, the main buff. His crouch jab is no longer -5, it's -3. And I guess it's better than nothing, but after reading through all the Twitter feeds or the Discords, I'm pretty sure this would have been pretty low on the list of what Ed mains really would have wanted. And this is just one of those universal changes that's going to hurt Ed a little. As you can see, drive reversal is only -6 now on block, so you can't do a stand medium punch after. You can still combo into it, but it's just something you got to remember now. And if you're a curious cat, this is how you do the reversal now. It's a crouch short into standing medium punch. The reason this is worse is before on a counter hit or punish counter, you can get 2 standing medium punches or standing medium punch into a hard punch, so you're going to miss those. Now, if you know anything about Street Fighter 6, it's a game where people love throwing out random parries, myself included. And Marisa honestly is one of those characters that just gets dummied by parries. She's one of the easier characters to parry, and it's a big part of her opponent's game plan. But now, universally, they've extended the grab range on a parry. So if you see someone parrying mid-screen trying to bait you, you can now do this where you focus forward and try to grab them with a command grab. And as you can see, it almost kills Akuma in one hit because he's got no health at all. And that's just something you got to start putting into your game. So the other buff they gave Marisa is that her target combo heavy kicks now go into level 2, no problem. Meterless, it's always good to have, but that's not the main reason you're going to be using it. Now it just adds a extender to one of her main popular combo routes. Added damage, good corner carry, and you can combo level 2, level 3 into it like Randy Orton's RKO. It just comes out of nowhere. So I'd say arguably the biggest change might be the stand hard kick. They removed some of the hurt box from the bottom so you won't get clipped as much. And if you don't know about this move, basically if you whiff punish a poke, it sends them into this juggle state and it can lead into huge damage, and also has a really good corner carry. So anything that helped this move is really good because it was pretty useful before as well. It was just very slow. So now it does definitely have a bit more utility, and I think you're going to see it a lot more in matches. And if you wanted to still punish with crouch medium punch, you can do it, as you can see here. Alright, I saw this making the rounds on Twitter, everyone's favorite place. This is not a buff. When you see this, I know on face value it looks like, oh, it's breaking armor, this is amazing. This is actually a pretty big nerf to Marisa, and this is why. So you see, pre-patch, if you did that reversal, you got a free punish counter back heavy, which went into massive damage. This wasn't even optimized, it's just a noob combo. And look how much damage it does. And then the second big nerf I would say is that her plus frames on her level 3 is much worse now, so you don't get crazy follow-ups. But it's still one of the better level 3s in the game because it knocks you across full screen, but she's got to work a bit harder now for it. Also, Capcom went on to post some of these paragraphs as to why they made some of the changes, maybe to justify it or just to give insight. And I'll be honest, the first time I saw it, I thought someone was getting cancelled when I saw it. I don't know why, it just looks like one of those letters where a company has to acknowledge that someone did something bad and they're gone. Thankfully, that's not the case. This is just their justification for things. Also, I just love on days where a big patch or update drops and you just see so much creativity in the community, and everyone is posting all this amazing new tech. Everyone's just pumped for Season 2. It's been so long since we had any updates, so always good to see what people are coming up with and just how much people love the game. It's just a bit unfortunate that some characters are just looking at this. That wraps up my very first YouTube video. There's a lot more that I got coming in the horizon. I honestly hope you had a good time. I like to make my videos chill and we can kick back and just talk in the comment section. If there's anything you want me to review in the future, just leave it there. I'll definitely check it out at one point. And I hope you stick around for more stuff in the future. Sing out.